अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदी गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुनाथार्य परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वर। हरे कृष्ण। Just give me 1 minute. Hare Krishna. Obeisance of everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Can you hear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. Yes, we can hear you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. My obeisance to everyone. Dandot pranam Shloka. Just give me 1 minute and yeah, just give me 1 minute. Hare Krishna. What do you see on the screen? Can you see? Yeah, thank you. You can see the screen. You all can see the same screen, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Actually, what we will do, we'll just stop Gita for 2 weeks, because Janmashtami, Sri Krishna Janmashtami is coming. We will discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Dasamaskandam, 10th canto. Is that okay?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, actually next week is Balram Jayanti, next Thursday, and a week later is Sri Krishna Janmashtami. So just 1 minute.
మంజీరా ఇటు కొడిచేనా
మీరు కనిపిస్తుంది.
So Hare Krishna. So Krishna appears in Gita. This is actually spiritual world. Can everyone see the screen? This is material world. Material world, this is Brahma Jyoti Brahman effulgence. Then above Brahman effulgence is our spiritual world. In the spiritual world, these are all the Vaikuntha planets. In the Vaikuntha planets, the topmost Vaikuntha planet is Golok Vrindavan. Goloka eva nivasati akilatma bhuta Govindamadi Purusham tamham bhajami. So this Golok Vrindavan is planet. It is like 108 petals, So that's where Krishna performs different leelas. Purushabodhini Upanishad explains. And Golok Vrindavan has 2 compartments. One compartment Krishna performs, performs his leelas. Another compartment, Lord Chaitanya, as in the form of devotee, he performs Sankirtan. So if you're attracted to Krishna, We'll go to the first compartment. In your spiritual form, you'll take part in the Leela with Lord Krishna. If you're attracted to Lord Chaitanya, as a devotee, you'll perform Sankirtan. So, Venam Kwanantam Maravinda Dalaya Taksham Barahavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Visesha Sobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So this is from then the Krishna Loka Goloka Vrindavan Goloka. Krishna performs, he plays on the flute, his celebrated flute, Vamsi, and he plays with his friends. Krishna speaks about his planet in 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita. He speaks about his planet in the 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita. And how do we go there? The picture is not very clear, but if we perform Bhakti Yoga process and get rid of all the impurities, and we go through the stages, can you see the leaves? Anada Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava. Once our heart becomes fully purified, Prema, and the plant, Bhakti plant, it starts growing from the material world. It will cross through all the different regions. It will break through Brahman, effulgence. Finally, it will reach the planet Goloka Vrindavan. That's where this Bhakti plant grows through Shravanam and Kirtanam. So Krishna, he comes to the material world. There are so many material universes, and Krishna stays in one material universe for 125 years, and he performs leelas. And why? Yada yadharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya ch dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vedi tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, why I come to this material world? In the material world, there is no. In the material world is filled with problems, old age, disease, and death, and bacteria, corona. We don't stay here permanently. Everyone has to die. So, and on the spiritual world, there is no old age, no disease, no death. Everything there is eternal, only happy, unlimited happiness. Why Krishna comes? Only to tell there is spiritual world. Only to tell we should go back to the place where we came from. You're all listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, we have seen many times we are not the body but a soul. Soul, where it came? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Natad Bhasayate Surya na Shashanka na Pavaka Yadgatva na Nivartante Tadhama Paramamama. Arjuna, my abode is not illuminated by sun or moon, but it is illuminated by my bodily effulgence. Having gone there, nobody returns. Once we go there, we don't come back. So Krishna comes to every universe to give an advertisement. Come back to spiritual world. Where you are staying is not permanent. Come back. We live as though we'll never die, but we die as though we never lived. Right? So many people died due to corona. So many doctors, they see so many people dying, so many patients dying. But very interesting, doctors never think they die. That is illusion. So Krishna comes and he tells this. And Janma Karma cha me divyam. What is the qualification to go back? Arjuna, my birth and my death, my birth and my activities, karma, are divyam, transcendental, they are not material. If you understand, you don't need to take birth. If you just by understanding and realizing, Krishna's birth and activities are transcendental. They're not material, they're spiritual. If you understand, you don't need to take birth again. Clear or not?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhu.
This one verse, Krishna is telling, if you understand and realize Krishna's birth and activities are not material like us. For us to take birth, parents have to come together. And we take birth due to Maya, material nature, 3 modes of material nature. But Krishna, Divyam. Divyam means spiritual, transcendental. If you understand this one point, Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. No punarjanma. Mameti soarjuna. And what is the next verse? Vitaraga bhayakrodha manmaya mamupasrita bhavognyana tapasa puta madbhavamagata. Arjuna, so give up your attachment, raga, fear, bhaya, anger, krodha, vitaraga bhayakrodha, and you worship me with faith, Arjuna. With knowledge, no sentiment, and become pure. Bhavajnana tapasa puta. Puta become pure, purified by the dint of knowledge. Then you will come back to me. Madbhavam. You will attain my nature. Means what? You will become spiritual. Means what? You'll get self-realization. For this one reason, Krishna comes. And once 25 years are over, Krishna goes to next universe. So practically every day is Janmashtami. So what is Janmashtami? Janmashtami means inviting Krishna into our heart. Today heart is filled with greed, heart is filled with lust, anger, pride, ego illusion, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, matsarya. Right? So for that reason, Krishna comes and performs his leelas. So now let us see I'm sure some of you know the story, but what I'm trying to tell is a little more than what you know. So what is name? In the Yadu dynasty, Maharaj Yadu, the Yadu dynasty got the name from Maharaj Yadu. In the dynasty, there was a king by name Devamida. Devamida ruled the kingdom, keeping Mathura as the capital. All the Yadus ruled with Mathura as the capital. So Devamida had 2 wives. A Kshatriya wife, through his Kshatriya wife, he gave birth to Surasena. Through his Vaishya wife, he gave birth to Parjanya. Those days that in Hinduism is basically Varnashrama Dharma. Varnashrama Dharma means 4 Varnas, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. Ashramas, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. So these castes are based on Gunakarma, character and activity. Chaturvarna Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vivagasa. So the Vaishyas would take care of cow production and agriculture. Krishigo Rakshavaanidyam. Vaishyas means business, cow production, and farming taken care by Vaishyas. So Parjanya was taking care of the cows. That's why it's considered a Vaishya caste. And Surasena was a administrator, ruler of Kshatriyas. That's why it's considered Kshatriya. So Parjanya was the son of Devamida, and Parjanya eventually gave birth to 5 children. And Upananda, Abhinanda, Nanda, Sunanda, Nandan. Who are those? Upananda, Abhinanda, Nanda, Sunanda, Nandan. 5. The middle one is Nanda Maharaj. And Upananda was supposed to become a king, but Upananda told, no. On the day of coronation, I am not qualified. My brother Nanda Maharaj is more qualified than me. So, oh father, he should be coronated as king, not me. He should be the king of cowherds. So that is how everyone put pressure on Nanda Maharaj to become a king. Nanda Maharaj had no choice but to agree. As soon as he became a king, all from heavenly planets, flowers, there was a rain of flowers. So heavenly planet Devata showed flowers on showed rain of flowers on Nanda Maharaj. So in their community, there was a person by name, a cowherd by name Sumukha. And Sumukha had a beautiful daughter by name Yashoda. Somebody told, Yashoda means anybody with whom Yashoda is associated with, they become famous. Knowing this, Sumukha, Parjanya got Nanda Maharaj married to Yashoda. So Nanda Maharaj was a very saintly king. So he was taking good care of the cowherds. But one problem, no children. No children. And what is that? Then this side, Surasena gave birth to Vasudeva. And those days, there are Rishni, Andhaka, Bhoja, Yadu dynasties. They're all related. So Maharaj Ugrasena from Bhoja dynasty. And Ugrasena gave birth to a son named Kamsa. And Vasudeva and his cousin, his brother name is Devaka. And he gave birth to his daughter, a daughter by name Devaki. So what happened? It was decided that the son of Surasena to be married with the daughter of Devaki. Vasudeva and Devaki to be married. Everyone agreed. So on the day of marriage, Devaka gave a lot of dowry to Devaki. And but the Kamsa, cousin, he agreed to drive Devaki to the in-laws' home. But Kamsa was very cruel. Kamsa was very cruel. So meanwhile, what happened? Mother Earth Mother Earth couldn't bear the burden. Kamsa, he made alliances with Putana, Sakatasur, Aghasur, Bakasur. They're all ferocious demons. And he made his position very safe and secure. And Jarasandha, he married to Jarasanda's 2 daughters. And Jarasandha was also a very demoniac person. So when the Kshatriyas, instead of protecting Mother Earth, when they became the demons, became demons in the name of Kshatriyas, and they were actually, giving so much trouble to Mother Earth could not bear the burden. So assuming the form of a cow, she went to Brahma and complained, the burden is very heavy. Please reduce the burden, my burden. It's finding it difficult. Brahma said, I can't do. So let us all go to Milk Ocean and pray to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. The Brahma, Lord Shiva and all the devotees went to the milk ocean. In this universe, there is Sveta Deepa. In that, Kshirodaksa Vishnu is there. So they went to the bank of milk ocean and prayed Purusha Sukta prayers. Prayed Purusha Sukta prayers. And nothing happened. Then Brahma sat in deep meditation. Brahma sat in deep meditation, and then Brahma got a message in his heart. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, is going to take birth this time. So Vishnu transmitted that message. Vishnu and Krishna, same person, of course. You know? So you all the devatas should go and take birth on the planet Earth to assist the pastimes of Krishna. The Brahma converted this message and they all went on. All the devatas took birth on planet Earth to assist the Leelas of Krishna. Meanwhile, Kamsa agreed to drive the sister to the in-laws' home, but devatas, they did not want the pure, pure-hearted, the saintly Devaki to be in association with the Kamsa. So what they did, as Kamsa was, riding the chariot, there was actually a celestial voice that declared, "Fool Kamsa, whom you are taking, whom you are driving, that sister, your sister, and Ashtama Garbha Sanjata, the 8th child of Devaki, is going to kill you. Whom you are driving in the chariot, her 8th child will destroy your chariot of life." So 8th child of Devaki will put your life to an end. Hare Krishna. When he heard that voice, celestial voice, Kamsa became upset and picked up a sword about to sever her head. This was very unexpected. Vasudeva didn't even expect. On the day of marriage, anybody's happy. Immediately, what is that? Vasudeva got up, started preaching to him. "Oh, my dear brother-in-law, when birth is, when we take birth, along with birth, death also is born. And, everyone who takes birth has to die. So why do you become infamous by killing your own sister?" Listening to that voice, start preaching. But Kamsa is not the person to listen. Then Vasudeva thought, if the celestial voice is telling the 8th child of my 8th child will kill him, that will work. But let me protect my wife first. When the children come, let us see what happens. Well, I'll think of how to protect them. And he said, okay, the fear is not from her, from her children. So whenever any child is born, I'll give that child to you. You can do whatever you want to do with him. Hare Krishna. Kamsa knew the honesty of Vasudeva. How thoroughly honest Vasudeva is, Kamsa knew. So what he did, he agreed. And he spared Devaki's life. Then what happened? Eventually, Devaki gave birth to the first child. They named him Kirtiman. So Vasudeva, he took the child and gave it to Kamsa. And Kamsa was shocked. And he said, look, 8th child is the one who is my trouble. And 8th child is my trouble. I want your 8th child. I don't want other children. Take him home. But Vasudeva took the child home, but Vasudeva knew Kamsa is very unreliable. Those, if you are not very serious on the path of self-relation, you should not be trusted. We cannot trust anybody. Anyone who is not seriously pursuing spiritual life. Because they may be good, but they don't have control on senses. They cannot remain there on their words. It's a lesson actually. Anybody who is not seriously practicing spiritual life, we cannot trust them. So then what happened? Can you hear? I mean, my voice is clear, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. You're able to listen.
So, one point I said is, we cannot trust anybody who is not practicing spiritual life seriously. Some people ask, some people do here and there, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. We cannot trust them. Why? They may be good, but they don't have control on senses. So Vasudeva knew Kamsa cannot be trusted. That's what happened. One day Narada Muni came to Kamsa and said, I just came from heavenly planets. I just attended the meeting of Devatas. They're all planning to take birth on earth. In your previous life, you were a Kalanemi and you were killed by Vishnu. So you're thinking 8th child and he took a flower. In this petals, which is 8th petal? Anyone can be 8th petal, right? Kamsa was bewildered actually. Wow. So what he did? He thanked Narada Muni and immediately imprisoned Vasudeva and Devaki, and he killed their children, one after another. What a painful situation it was. It was a lockdown. They were locked down. It's a lockdown. Like we had 2-year lockdown, right? But they were not only locked down, but their children were very brutally killed. Devaki's children were brutally killed by her own cousin before her husband. Every time a child is born, he would come and dash them against the rock and kill them. Krishna. But why they continued? They had a hope. Supreme Personality of Godhead is going to be born. So in America, not the rest of the world, during lockdown, people were depressed. This is a lockdown. But they were not depressed. On the top of it, their children were brutally murdered. Not depressed. Why? They had a hope. Likewise, if we remain hopeful and pursue our Krishna consciousness, whether it is lockdown or it's any other trouble, Krishna will eventually take birth in our heart. We also become free from all the problems. That's what human life is meant for, to become Krishna conscious. and awaken that love of God. Today, we are Maya Bhuta. Today, we are caught by Maya. We think we are this body, being caught by 3 modes of material nature, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. We think we are this body. But we should realize we are a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. So, the point is, 6 children were killed. The 7th child was Balramji, Anantasesh. Anantasesh. He has come to, when before the Prime Minister comes, who comes? Pilot comes. So, they're all the 6 children, they were actually excuse me. They are called Shadgarbhas. There is a story. You may think Narada Muni is cruel. Kamsa was planning to kill only 8th child. Why did Narada Muni inspire Kamsa to kill all the children? There is a reason. These 6 children were in the previous lifetime. They were children of Marichi, sage Marichi. What happened? One day, they laughed at Brahma. When they laughed at Brahma, it became an aparadha. For that reason, they were cursed to take birth as the grandchildren of Hiranyakasipu. One of the children of Hiranyakasipu was Kalanemi. Of course, Prahlad Maharaj was also there. But these children of Kalanemi, when they saw Hiranyakasipu getting benedictions from Brahma, what they did, they also doing tapasya to get benedictions from Brahma. When Hiranyakasipu learned that his grandchildren, they were not worshipping him, but instead they were worshipping Brahma to gain some benedictions, boons, he became so upset, he cursed them. You guys, you're nonsense, number one. You don't have any, what is that? What you're doing is not right. I curse you. Next lifetime, you will be killed by your own father, Kalanemi. That Kalanemi, in that life, he was killed by Vishnu, and the next lifetime, he took birth as Kamsa. And these children, as according to the curse, they should be killed by Kamsa, they took birth as children of Devaki. You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what happened? Then the spiritual or philosophical significance is the Shadgarbhas, the 6 children, they represent Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. The 6 impurities of the heart. The 6 impurities of the heart. Devaki represents pure devotion. Vasudeva represents, Devaki represents a pure sadhaka, good sadhaka. Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. When a sadhaka is doing sadhana to attain Krishna's grace, to attain self-realization through Bhakti Yoga process, he or she should be always scared of material world. Kamsa represents material world, the fear of material existence. Excuse me. Kamsa represents a fear of material existence. Devaki represents pure bhakti. In other words, we as sadhakas, we can live in this world, but we should always be scared. We should always be fearful. Where will the problem come from? Because this material world is temporary. You quarrel with somebody and you'll get bad karma, some others will get bad karma. Or if you quarrel with spouse, next 1 week you're fully down, like this. So this world, tiny happiness, this much distress. Tiny happiness, this much distress. Tiny happiness, this much distress. And especially many problems will come to us. Sometimes we don't know what to do. That's why sadhaka has to take shelter of Krishna and pray intensely to Krishna to protect us, from the onslaught of material nature, from Maya. As long as we keep on praying Krishna, asking him to protect us from Maya, Krishna will protect us from Maya. One day Srila Prabhupada said, Maya can never catch me. What did Prabhupada say? Maya cannot catch me. Then one day Prabhupada went to Krishna and he started praying, Krishna, please protect me, my Lord. Please protect me. Prabhupada said yesterday, Maya cannot catch me. And today Prabhupada is praying, please protect me from Maya. And Prabhupada understood the thoughts going in the devotee's mind. Prabhupada turned back and said, you know why Maya cannot catch me? Because I always pray to Krishna to protect me from Maya. Because I always pray to Krishna to protect me from Maya, Maya cannot catch me. You're all listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what is that? So what is that? When we keep on praying to Krishna and we are scared of material world, Kamsa, then Krishna will come and kill our anarthas. That is the spiritual significance of Kamsa killing the 6 children, the 6 anarthas. When we develop a desire to get rid of the impurities, Guru will come. That Guru will take us to Krishna. How many of you have Guru? And a bona fide Guru. ISKCON is a bona fide sampradaya from Krishna himself directly. So many devotees get initiated every year regularly. If they chant 1-2 years, they can get initiated actually. And take mantra diksha. And that's it. Billions of lifetimes later, this lifetime, we are looking back to go back to Godhead. Then this life becomes very auspicious. This life becomes very auspicious. So what is that? What is that? Once the 6 anarthas, we develop a desire to kill them, Guru will appear. Who is Guru? Sesha, Ananta Sesha, Lakshmana, Adisesha, he will appear. He appeared one reason to clean the womb, because all the demons came and occupied Devaki's womb. So what he did, he cleaned the womb and he sat there. But you should know this. Sankaran karana toy sai garbodha sai chapayobdeya sai seshascha yashyam sakalas nitya nanda kyaramam saranam mamastu nityanandaramam saranam mamastu. So Balramji comes in 5 forms. Sankarshan. Karanadak Vishnu are called Mahavishnu. Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, Kshirodak Sai Vishnu. These three Vishnus plus Sankarshan, they help Krishna in creation. But Anantasesh, he helps Krishna directly in the Leela. He incarnates himself as a bed of Krishna, shoes of Krishna, clothes of Krishna. Entire spiritual world is an expansion of Balram. And the Seshanag on which Krishna reclines, Krishna lies down, is also Balramji. That's why when we build temples, they put Anantasesha in the ground. Why? Adisesha, Anantasesha, he carries the weight. That's why he's called a Sevaka Bhagavan. And Krishna is called a Savior Bhagavan. Krishna is a served Godhead. Balramji is a servitor Godhead. The fifth one, Anantasesh, comes as a person to take part in Krishna Leela and assist Krishna in his Leelas. When Krishna became Ram, Anantasesh became Lakshmana, Ramanuja. Anuja means brother. So, but in Krishna Lila, it is elder brother Balramji. But in Ram Lila, it is younger brother Lakshman. So, what is that? So, Balramji, as I said, enters spiritual Dham. Vrindavan Dham is an expansion of Balramji. Entire spiritual world with all the Vaikuntha planets, expansion of Balramji. So, Balram also represents Guru Tattva. Guru, very interestingly, whoever is most fallen, Guru loves them more. That's why Prabhupada came to America to preach to hippies and drug addicts. But of course, he tried in India also. He tried in India also. 1 minute. But when it is not working, then he came to America. You know. And whom did he preach to? Drug addicts. Because whoever is most fallen, of course, you are very pious. You are very pious, and Guru gives you initiation, mantra diksha. That's okay. But real compassion of Guru is pick up the most fallen person, make him give up bad habits, and give him your shelter. That is, and take his karma. That is great. That's why Balramji loved Duryodhan. Otherwise, who will love Duryodhan? I'm sorry. Who will love Duryodhan? I want to wear specs. Just give me 1 minute. Who will love Duryodhan? Very fallen, envious guy, Kali. But because Balramji is Gurudev, Guru Tattva, he loved Duryodhan actually. So anyway, what is that? So then what happened here? Nanda and Yashoda, they did not have children for a very long time. Nanda and Yashoda, they did not have children. Then one day, Nanda Maharaj told, Yashoda, I see all the time one like a blue boy, like a blue butter. I see him on your lap, drinking milk from your breast. Do you see that? Yashoda said, I am also seeing that. then it looks like we'll get children. Then what should we do? Let us do Dwadasi Vrata, Ekadasi Vrata. And Vasudeva and Devaki, Nandamara and Yashoda, they performed Dwadasi Vrata, fasting on Ekadasi and eating on Dwadasi. They did like that for 1 year. They did like that for 1 year. One day, Devaki and, Nandamara and Yashoda, they had a dream. In the dream, there is Yogamaya. Behind Yogamaya, this is Yogamaya. Behind Yogamaya, one small blue boy was standing. Yogamaya was standing like a girl, as a girl. And the boy, he was standing, a blue boy was standing behind. Wow. He was standing behind. Nandamara said, looks like we are going to have children. We are going to have this blue boy as our son. Let us see. Then what happened? Krishna told Yogamaya, you transfer the 7th child of Devaki into the womb of Rohini. And Amsa Bhagena, Vasudeva and Devaki, they are the devotees of Narayan. That's why Vasudeva Krishna, non-different from Narayan, will appear there. So one day Devaki got up and there is no baby because Yogamaya transferred that baby to the womb of Rohini. That's why Balramji had another name, Sankarshana, means Akarshana. He attracts. He is attracted to the womb of Rohini. And everyone thought 7th one was a 7th pregnancy was abortion. It was an abortion, everyone thought. But no, it was not abortion. The baby was transferred to the womb of Rohini. And Devaki became pregnant again. And one day one college student said, why Kamsa had to go through all this whole ordeal of killing, fear, everything? In what is it? Just to keep Vasudeva in one room, Devaki in another room. There is no problem at all. Answer is that is what Kamsa did. They were chained. But what happened? First, Krishna entered in the heart of Vasudeva. Then from Vasudeva's heart, Krishna transferred himself at Krishna transferred. So what is it? I'm sorry, I lost my connection. What did I say now? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Krishna, he is in Vasudeva's heart.
Yeah, thank you, bro. He was in Vasudeva's heart. He transferred himself to the heart of Devaki. Not that they had to come together and meet like any father and mother to give birth to children. No. So Krishna was in the heart of, first Krishna entered into the heart of Vasudeva. Then he transferred himself to the heart of Devaki. From there he went down, entered the womb of Devaki. So the parents did not come together to give birth. Usually it happens in our case. Then Devaki became pregnant. Devaki was effulgent. She was effulgent. Like as though, if you put fire in the pot and cover it. How does that pot appear? Likewise, Devaki was appearing. Kamsa became scared. Wow. The Supreme Lord appeared in her womb. So how can I kill him? How can I kill him? He was thinking. But he knew the rules. He doesn't want to. What is that? He doesn't want. He did not want Devaki to have a forceful abortion and kill the child. He knew that was very, very sinful. That's why he waited for the delivery to happen. Here, for the fear of Kamsa, Rohini came to Vrindavan, and Vasudeva and Nandamala and Yashoda gave her shelter. She said, please come, stay with us, no problem. But she was already pregnant. Rohini was already pregnant. Then, what is that? Then one day, Yashoda also, she became pregnant, and everyone was happy. Everyone was happy, and what is that? Then it was rainy season, in the month of Shravana. Tithi is Ashtami. The Rohini star was prominent, and the Muhurta was Abhijit. In that Muhurta, anyone is born, he is absolute truth. That much wonderful that, when the Rohini star is prominent and the Muhurta is Abhijit, that is when absolute truth is born. The Rohini star was prominent, that Abhijit Muhurta star entered, and all the directions became very peaceful. And the rivers were filled with lilies and lotuses. And Brahmanas, when they saw the atmosphere was very congenial to perform yajnas, what they did, they started lighting the fire and started performing yajnas. So in that auspicious time, Krishna was born to actually the same place, here and there also. Actually, what happened? Devaki was Yashoda gave birth to a baby girl and a baby boy. But here, Vasudeva and Devaki, they are the devotees of Narayan. So the Amsa Bhagena, so the Amsa of Krishna is Narayan. So to show them that Supreme Lord was born, Krishna exhibited his majestic Narayana form. He showed his majestic Narayana form. So as soon as he was born, he exhibited a four-handed Narayana form. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. And the prison was filled with so much lighting. Wow. And he said, in the previous lifetime, you wanted me as your son. And I became your son. That lifetime, you are Aditi and Kasyapa. I became your son, I came as Vamandev. And the second lifetime, you are Sutapa and Prusni. I took birth as a Prusni Garbha. And this lifetime, you are Aditi and, Masudev and Devaki. And what is that? This lifetime, I myself came, and you are Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. I myself came, My request to you, become very serious, become very serious and take up spiritual life. So, but then he told Vasudeva, what is that? He told Vasudeva, transfer me to Gokul Mahavan. And Devaki thought, no, if everyone sees I have given birth to a big child, everyone will ridicule me. So, and also some Kamsa will come to know if you have such a huge form, like mother nature, right? Please become a small child. Krishna said, all right. And immediately he became a small child. But first he showed majestic Narada. And he said, take me to Gokul Mahavan and bring back, a girl is born there to Yashoda. Bring that girl back. So then what happened? Immediately the doors were opened. Their handcuffs were removed. Wow. So what happened? Vasudeva started taking Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what is that? Because it was rainy season, the river was, Yamuna was filled with water. Ramate Yamuna Polinavane Vijayi Murari Rakna. So Yamuna and Yamaraj, they are the two children of sun god Suryadev. Anybody who takes shelter of Yamuna, they don't need to see Yamaraj. Yamuna is a great devotee of Krishna. For that reason, she assumed the color of Krishna. She assumed the color of Krishna. So, when Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva had to carry, as soon as Vasudeva came out, as soon as Vasudeva came out, what did he see? It started raining. He came out with baby Krishna. Then immediately Ananta, Seshanag, again he came and he offered as an umbrella, he covered Vasudeva's head as an umbrella, So in the dead of the night, he took and he came to River Yamuna. River Yamuna was flooding due to heavy rains. But when he stood there, the river parted away, split into two, and what is that? So Vasudeva carried, when the river split into two parts, gave the way to Vasudeva. Vasudeva took the baby. Listen very carefully. Then what happened? Here, Yashoda also gave birth to a baby boy and baby girl. And scriptures explain actually, Yashoda gave birth to, there he, Devaki gave birth to Amsabhagyana, Narayan, Vasudeva Krishna. But here, Yashoda gave birth to Nandanandan Krishna. So when Vasudeva entered the maternity room, Mother Yashoda was, because of the labor, she was in deep sleep. Didn't realize how many children were born. This Vasudeva Krishna merged with the original Nandanandan Krishna and they became one. Vasudeva didn't realize that. But what he did, he put Krishna there and he picked up the baby girl and he left. He left and he came back as usual. Then the doors closed. They got, he got his handcuffs back. He placed the child in the womb of the Devaki. Immediately child started crying. Wah, 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 wah. Then Kamsa heard this. Kamsa came running. And Devaki said, no, brother, this is not a baby boy, this is a baby girl, spare him, spare her. But Kamsa was not the person to listen. He took the baby's legs. And as usual, every time he did. When he took the legs and he tried to smash and kill the baby. Very interestingly, the baby girl slipped from the hands of Kamsa and appeared in the sky. Oh, fool number one, Kamsa. The child, who is meant to kill you is already born. Child who is meant to kill you is already born. Why do you unnecessarily persecute these people? Kamsa had that celestial voice. Wow. Kamsa was shocked. Kamsa was a devotee of, can you hear? I'm sure you. So he said, fool number one, the 8th child who is supposed to, kill you is already born. And Durga disappeared. Kamsa was a devotee of Durga. When Kamsa saw Durga, Kamsa was shocked. Arey, what is this? First of all, boy is supposed to take birth. But now the baby girl, that when I tried to kill her, she assumed my worshipful goddess Durga form. Wow. Kamsa couldn't understand. And Kamsa asked for forgiveness. Please forgive me. I am not responsible. I think your destiny is, one minute. Yes. So, so the child, so don't do anything. So Kamsa asked forgiveness from Devaki and was there. And Devaki was there, went home. But Kamsa, the next day morning, he met the ministers. The minister said, no. If the boy is already born, before he becomes big, we should kill him. Kamsa agreed. Now here, and after some time, Krishna started crying. And Yashoda woke up. And Yashoda woke up, wow. The boy is like a blue butter. He's like a blue butter. Or he's like a blue sapphire. Yashoda was so happy to see. And she was so happy to see Krishna. And when Krishna started crying, all the servant maids woke up. And they came, Krishna, Yashoda, you have a baby boy born. आनंद वो मांग भयो जय हो नंद लाल की नंद के आनंद भयो जय कन्हैया लाल की ब्रज में आनंद भयो जय यशोदा लाल की हाथी घोड़ा पाल की जय कन्हैया लाल की. So it was a big festival. They went and told Nanda Maharaj, he was in a Goshala. Nanda Maharaj, your baby boy born, Nanda Maharaj. Wow. So Nanda Maharaj came to Nanda Bhavan. Even today it is there after 5,000 years. Nandagaon. And there is even a maternity room where Yashoda delivered Krishna. So Nanda Maharaj, Nanda Maharaj came and went, he entered entered Nanda Bhavan, he entered he went to the room where Yashoda gave birth to Krishna, and one Vrajavasi lady, placed Krishna in the hands of Nanda Maharaj. Wow, so beautiful. It's a boy, bluish black complexion, like a monsoon cloud. His full hair, so beautiful. And the Maharaj became so happy. And the next day morning is actually Nandotsav. Srila Prabhupada was born on Nandotsav. So Prabhupada did not take birth on Janmashtami, but next day. So Nanda Maharaj gave charity, thousands and thousands and thousands of cows as charity to Brahmins. What Vasudev could not do, Nanda Maharaj did. So we'll continue this next week. It's we'll continue this. And what is very important is a sadhana. Sadhana is very important. So what is Janmashtami? Our heart is filled with the 6 anarthas: lust, anger, envy, greed, pride, false ego. But we should pray to Krishna to enter into our heart. When Krishna enters into our heart, there is no room for impurity. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hai Andakar Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Maya Adhikara. When sun comes, no darkness. When sun is not there, filled with lights. This universe is filled with darkness. So we should invite sun like Krishna to enter into our heart. Our heart is a deep, dark well. It's like a cave. Raja filled with Rajagun, Tamagun, no Sattva. We do things that's not good for us. We think we are this body. There is no practice. So my request to you, if you take up sadhana seriously, by next Janmashtami you'll have 1 year bank account. If you're already doing it, you will accumulate 1 more year by next Janmashtami, Sri Krishna Janmashtami. It's a bank account. Nobody can steal from us. It's a bank account. We don't lose it. Termites cannot come and eat it. It is eternal. So let us become, so what happened? How Putana came. We'll discuss all these things next week. Thank you very much for your time. And if I've spoken anything wrong, do excuse me as your humble servant. But very grateful for your patient audience.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna. Thank you, brother. Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavata. I'm ending now. Thank you very much.
Thank
Radha Radha, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Bal Gopal.